landing.
Hey,
Come on, you got him.
hey,
Is he on the boat?
no, keep going. He's fine. You're almost there, man. You keep whining like that, bro. We got 10 feet.
10 feet.
Hey,
10
Shaq.
feet. He's ours.
There you go. A couple more feet. 5
Couple
feet.
more feet. You got him.
5 feet.
Come on, get him.
5 feet.
You
Keep
got him,
going.
dog.
Wine,
You got him,
wine,
dog.
wine,
You got
wine,
him.
wine, wine, wine,
You
wine,
got him,
wine,
baby. Here he
wine,
comes.
wine.
Hold on. He's yours. Okay. No. Hold on. He's yours.
Blair, nice. Whoa!
Over here.
Hey, Jason.
Look over here.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Woo! Mr. White.
First bluefin.
Nice job.
Eating the heart. Let's go. Let's go.
Loose. We're gonna bump it up a little bit. We're gonna go with that for now. Just remember to keep an eye on the tip. See right here, it bounces up like that. That means he's giving you line. One hand on top of the reel. Bend the knees. Keep the back straight. That way you're not arching your back. You're not hurting your back. Just bend the knees and then wind up as you come up. Anytime that tip's kind of coming up, he's giving it to you. You just take what you can. There you go. He's coming. He's coming. Deep color right here. Straight. Now.
Nice fish. Way to go, Mike. Nice going, buddy. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. This great Saturday morning. I mean, it is gorgeous. Just take a look at that ocean. And we have got so much to cover with you all. We're going to go down to the Bay of LA, where a good friend of the Freeman Adventures family is having a phenomenal trip. Perhaps the first Dorado of the year down that way. We'll look at Ensenada as Ensenada continues to churn out good bluefin and several other species. The bluefin tuna bite last night, we'll cover that. How was it? Did they bite? And do we have some weather on the horizon? There's little pockets of barracuda and calico bass, a sure sign that spring is in the air, or more specifically in the water. And also we'll be watching so many other bites, including some private boater action over at Santa Cruz Island and so much more. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, do I need this morning. I'm fighting a really bad cold. I thought my voice was hoarse from yelling and screaming so much on our great Apollo trip, but it's a cold, man, and I feel like crapola. But we are going to forge ahead. The show must go on, as you well know, and we've got a lot to cover with you also. Let's get into it. Hit that like button, please. If you get a chance, just hit the like button. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you share these videos with a friend, that's deeply appreciated. Subscribe to the Freeman Adventures YouTube channel, and also tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there's new content. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, also Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can catch us there on all those different platforms, and we appreciate you all checking that out. All right, so much to cover with you all. Let's go down to the Bay of LA, Bahia de Los Angeles, where Abdul Ryan, really great guy. I saw Abdul not that long ago over at Best Fishing Tackle in Hawthorne, California. Man, are they having a trip or what? They're fishing with Guardian Sport Fishing, and they are putting the wood to a variety of different species. 4 guys had limits of fish on all these different species: cabrilla, white sea bass, yellowtail, sawtail grouper, and flatheads. Yeah, Dorado. And Abdul thinks that might be the very first bite for Dorado of this season down in the Bay of LA. So way to go, and way to put together such a magnificent trip. The weather down there has been absolutely gorgeous. It's such a pristine area to fish. You'll have your mind blown by the scenery, the islands, and so much more when you fish the Bay of LA. And we can't thank Abdul enough for sharing those great photos with us. So great fishing down there in the Bay of LA and on a variety of fish. Ensenada area, they continue to catch good bluefin tuna. Now, it's not every single day. We have to completely, or we have to watch it very closely for you all, but pretty good consistency to mostly 20 to 40 pound bluefin tuna with the occasional bruisers also mixed in. There are a lot of fish on the troll down there. The Mad Mac lures have been super effective, but also some fish on the smaller jigs, Colt Snipers, Daiwasicanas, 120-gram jigs. You throw on a spot of fish when you roll up on it, and there's been great success doing that. You don't want to fish anything less than 50, 60 pound when you're throwing on those schools of fish. Even though you might see 20 to 40 pounders coming out of the water, there might be a 100 pounder lurking somewhere near there. So keep that in mind. In addition to the bluefin tuna, you can catch plenty of big bonita down there. There's still good barracuda and sand bass fishing and excellent calico bass fishing around Punta Banda with our friend Louis Prieto down there out of It's For Real Sport Fishing. Several other great operators down there. And I hope to get over this cold and be down there for a couple of days next week. We'll see how that all plays out. Hopefully, I'll be feeling up to it because I want to get down there and do a couple shows with Pauline and perhaps do a day's fishing out of Ensenada and bring you all along with us. Hey, if you have tax problems, our dear friend Tim Marquez will handle it all for you. He's been doing it for 35 years, taxes, that is. And Tim's a great, trusted member of the Friedman Adventures family, and he'll take care of you. Give him a call today. And if you have heating and or air conditioning needs, John Lopez over at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning is a top-notch Friedman Adventure family member. Give John a call today. He also will take really good care of you. All right, what happened on the Bluefin Tuna grounds last night? Remember, let me just tell you that I'm talking about night because there's virtually no daytime bite. Once in a while, there's a little bit of a daytime bite. And on the San Diego, the full day boat, they had a monster fish yesterday, which I will talk to you about in a second. But most of this is going to be nighttime fishing. Highliner last night, and they have been red hot. They had 10 on the bluefin tuna. I talked to Max on board the Highliner. He said, Phil, around 10 to 40 per boat. Last night slowed up a little bit. We'll see what the deal is. It could be that they just were off the bite a little bit last night, or they've moved, or they're just going to come roaring back tonight. So we'll watch that very closely. Gino Machino, a dear friend of ours, was on the Highliner the other day when they had limits of fish, and they put the wood to them. And Gino, thanks for sharing the great photos and video. They really hammered out a great catch, and there has been some outstanding fishing on those bluefin tuna, as we can attest to on our Apollo trip. We had a magnificent trip on board the Apollo at a 22nd Street landing, which I'll get into in a moment also. So very good, no question about it. Dwayne Meyer from Utah was out recently. He got his personal best 125-pound bluefin tuna. Dwayne, congratulations, my friend. It was a couple days ago when he made that catch, but I wanted to salute him. And then he drove that thing all the way back to Utah. Talk about a dedicated angler. Way to go, my friend. The tribute, 49 bluefin tuna to 70 pounds. They just got in with that catch. So that's a good one for Rick Russell and the guys on board the tribute. Nice going. Mike Pritchard doing their thing and kicking some butt. And the tribute with a nice trip. Polaris Supreme on day two's right there at about 40 bluefin tuna. So those scores that we were told by Max about 10 to 40 holding up. That's about what it has been. Remember what's working out there right now. It seems like those smaller profile jigs, and what has been super effective has been that West Coast Jiggers HD 350-gram lure. Daiwa SK jigs, also very, very effective. On our trip, we had guys fishing that HD lure, and they flat kicked butt. They really had a great fishing trip fishing those lures, so keep that in mind. I asked one of those guys, and I said, does color seem to matter to you? And John Garma said, it doesn't. It doesn't matter what color. Just have this 350 HD West Coast jiggers, and that will make it happen for you. So really, really good stuff. Dion Solis was on a recent trip on board the San Diego and caught that beautiful bluefin tuna. Sent me the photo and said he felt blessed to have caught that fish. Way to go. Yesterday on the San Diego, they saw a lot of big fish. They also caught one yellowtail, some bonita to go along with it. The one bluefin they did apprehend and get on the deck weighed 207 pounds. What a magnificent catch that was. That is so great to see such a big fish on a full day trip, a trip that leaves in the morning from Seaforth, and they're back in that very same evening. They are still recommending a rod with 40-pound to fly line with, and then a 100-pound outfit in case you run into those bruisers. And same thing at night, you want to have the fly line rod on a lot of the overnight boats is irrelevant, but if you want to try to catch one, you're going to fly line with 40-pound fluorocarbon GT4 from Promar Ahi. We love that fluoro. It works really, really well, and you get more line for a less expensive price in addition. So remember, when you go to promarahi.com, you can put in FA at checkout and then knock an additional 10% off of that. All right, so you need that, but you need a rod with 80 to 130 pound spectra. Let's settle on the middle and say 100-pound spectra that is metered line, or that you've taken a Sharpie and marked every 100 feet. You have got to know the depth of your jig. That is what is going to really help you to catch more and more fish. So keep that in mind, my friends. And again, you want about a 200-pound fluorocarbon bite leader. With that, not too long from the swivel, you know, you want to be able to hook your jig on your reel and then wind it tight. And that is about the best length for you all. Really, really, really excellent show. Some days out there on those one-day trips, but they're hard to get on the boat. And the nighttime bite last night, 10 to 40 fish. So keep that in mind. Ventura Sport Fishing. Always great to see my friend Daniel Hadaway from the Island Spirit out there catching rockfish. He's on his way out right now. Then on Father's Day, kids fish free. That's going to be a fun trip. That ought to be sold out if you have to ask me. We'll see how that goes. Get on the boats out of Ventura Sport Fishing. They give you the best customer service and some great angling opportunities. 805-676-3474. Get on board the Island Spirit. And out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, we have got for you all the El Patron. And the El Patron's going to be heading out to Catalina Island on a regular basis. Once those tuna get a little bit closer, they'll be doing overnight trips. And we have a special trip with them on June the 24th that you book through the landing. Just go to the website, June the 24th, or any other trip with El Patron Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org. Get on the El Patron. All right, good stuff. Let's talk about the islands right now. Coronado Islands, a little bit of yellowtail, flurries of barracuda, some calico bass, and also we continue to catch good rockfish. San Clemente Island, pretty tough to get it going there. There's a few yellows there, calico bass, a little bit of a pick, but mostly rockfish there. Our dear friend Alan Oford was out with his son recently on the Thunderbird and said they had an absolute ball. Alan, it is always so good to see you. And here, as we move up on Father's Day, you're out there having fun with your son. You cannot beat that kind of experience. Catalina Island, we continue to see a few halibut there, occasional white sea bass, rockfish abound there. Water is really getting warm enough now, so we'll see how that all plays out. Although we have a weather announcement for you that's going to affect the tuna zone and everywhere else, so stay tuned for that. So once again, pretty good fishing at Cat. Channel Islands. Well, Daniel Hadaway ran the Endeavor yesterday, and he said, Phil, the darn white sea bass were ghosts. In fact, for the last couple of days, they've been missing in action. A few guys got a little piece of it overall. Slow on the white sea bass with that sea bass fishing. There's been some decent hits up there. One of them on the Endeavor, up there out of Santa Barbara. Several other guys got a piece of it. Last 48 hours have been slow. So, again, they fall back on some of the best rock fishing you could ever imagine. Really great rockfish up there. They're starting to pick at some barracuda up there in the Channel Islands. Calico bass, sand bass. It's just getting going on our springtime bite. Just kind of plodding along really, really slow. Seeing a lot of anchovy in the bait right now. Still thinking we're going to have albacore in our local waters. My prediction is by July the 10th, my mother's birthday, we'll be cranking on those fish. We'll keep our eyes on that very, very closely up and down the coast as we take a look at that bite. We're seeing mostly rockfish, whitefish, sheep's head, rockfish, but there's been some really good bass fishing down in San Diego, and I mean really good limits on the daily double on the new Seaforth. They get an occasional yellowtail and white sea bass in there also. Elsewhere, we see that rockfish, but out of Marina del Rey, good twilight fishing on board the new Del Mar at night on sand and calico bass. So pretty darn good fishing going on with that. And we've seen it, as I mentioned previously, on the Channel Islands area. There's been some fish up there. Matt Mans, he wanted to let you know, a very popular fisherman, passed away. Steve Hammerschmidt, known as the Hammer here in Huntington Beach, passed away. He was a very popular man here, and our thoughts and prayers go out to Matt and Steve and his family and loved ones. We will be keeping them in our thoughts and prayers. Cliff Hughes was on board with us on board the Apollo. He fought a bluefin for about 45 minutes. It taped out at nearly 125 pounds. He kicked butt. The very next day after that trip, Cliff's at Alondra Park, and he caught that big bass there at Alondra Park in Torrance, California. Love you, Cliff. Keep up the great work. He keeps cranking it up. Private boaters up there in the Channel Islands, Alex Serrano. You gotta love Alex. He is such a good dad, providing his kids with memories for a lifetime. They did a little half-day trip out to Santa Cruz Island. Juan, his son, was up in the bay throwing a Mag 12 swim bait. He caught a legal halibut up there. Jorge caught a nice halibut. The boys combined for a 20-pound flatfish, fishing a sardine in 40 feet of water. Really great fishing for them and more Father's Day memories, if you ask me. It sounds like they're going to have a really good Father's Day feast, courtesy of Santa Cruz Island. And Alex, thanks for sharing that. That is really some special stuff. In the surf, I see my surf fishing guys way down there today. They have moved up the beach a little bit, and they're doing pretty darn well up there on a mix of yellowfin croaker and spotfin croaker, occasional corvina, and some halibut. Don't forget big fish, bait and tackle. Am I going to make it through this thing? Down in the city of Seal Beach, California, they've been doing fantastic also. Really great fishing going on in the surf, and you can get all the bait and tackle you need at Big Fish Bait and Tackle right down there. And they have a monthly, every month it changes, a monthly giveaway of a brand new custom fishing rod, surf fishing rod. You just have to catch the biggest fish. This month, it's halibut. You go down there, buy your ruler, and then everything else is free. You're in the tournament. They'll show you how to upload your video and your photos to Instagram, and then you stand a very good chance of cranking out some nice prizes with big fish, bait, and tackle. All right, my friends, have a wonderful day. Tomorrow is going to be Father's Day, and I can't wait to be one of the first to salute you for being a good father, because of all the things in the world you can be. You can't pick something in life that is more important than being a good father. And so many of you, the vast majority of you, are great fathers, and I salute you. Take care, my friends, and I hope to see you really, really soon.